I wanted to pick you up on the point you made about paying tax on welfare. So in Australia, we had a thing called the robo-debt scam,
Oh,
which is Bill Shorten was the minister at the time, and people were getting these automated bills saying you owe money on your welfare checks, and people didn't actually owe that money. And these are the people in society who were on welfare genuinely because they didn't have enough money, they couldn't get a job, whatever their life circumstance was. And then they started getting um, bills from the ATO, the Australian Taxation Office, who the Aussies in the chat are going nuts about how bad they are. And they were issued these bills and said, you have to pay this. People started ringing up saying, I don't think I have to pay this. What's going on? And it was all automated. No, you have to pay this. You have to pay this. People committed suicide because they didn't have the money to pay it to the ATO. And the ATO are very aggressive in Australia. So we have that. That was one incident that happened in Australia because people were getting sent tax bills on welfare. Is it the same here? You get taxed on welfare?
I have a friend who his grandfather was, I mean, he's probably in his 80s or something. He's getting Social Security. He was using that to pay his rent. And so the money would get direct deposited into his bank account, and then he'd send his checks out every month. And he's old. He's not like on his laptop every day, like, yeah, let me check my bank account. Yeah. His landlord came to him one time and said, your check bounced. He's like, that can't be right. So he goes to the bank, and the bank's like, yeah, well, you've been getting all these Social Security deposits, and there was a withdrawal to Social Security. Well, that's weird because they're supposed to deposit money, not take money out, right? So he calls Social Security, and like my friend has to take his grandfather through this whole process because he can't do it on his own. Long story short, oh, well, we've been overpaying you all these years. We were depositing more money than we were supposed to. Don't worry. We fixed the problem. And we found out that we overpaid you this much, so we just took it back out. So now he doesn't have any money to pay his rent. When I was like first, like I guess you could say red pilling and kind of like awakening to like all of the way the world really works. One of the documentaries I was actually watching was about credit card debt. Before I found out people were killing themselves because the IRS was sending them letters, people were killing themselves because credit card companies were sending them letters. And that was a whole scam because they would actually like they were predatory, and they were looking after people who, yeah, as soon as you turn 18, here's a credit card. They want you to default. They want to try to get you into a position where they can like extract money out of you. But then the next biggest target is people who just repaired their credit, who they know had bad credit and then repaired their credit and ready to start back into the system. They go right back after them and say like, oh, we know you screwed up last time, but we'll just charge you a really high interest rate.